So this question here, we have a graph. So we'll start right off with our Oizerga. There's our origin. Y-axis is force. X-axis is time. Intercepts, yes, there are two. There's a y-intercept at 0, 0. And there's an x-intercept at 1.0 seconds. F becomes 0. We can read the force and the time. The gradient is delta F over delta T, which is the rate of change in force. And the area is F delta T, well, which we recognize that as the impulse J. And so we've got F delta T equals J equals delta P equals M delta V, our four-way equivalence there. So area is going to tell us something useful. If we try to identify F max, we're looking at maybe 4.2 for that value. So now let's go on and see what situation we're dealing with. So we have an object traveling in a positive direction with a momentum of 5 kilogram meters per second. So positive direction. Applied force is exerted on the object, and a graph of the magnitude of the applied force as a function of time is shown. So the fact that it's magnitude means it's not telling us it's plus or minus. It's not telling us that, so it could be negative as well. All frictional forces are considered to be negligible. Good. Following could present an approximate momentum of the object after the force has been applied. So we are starting out with a momentum of 5 Newton seconds in the right. So the force could be applied this way, or the force could be applied that way. So we have a change in momentum that could increase it, or it could decrease it. So we need to find out that change in momentum that occurs because of the impulse, that impulse being the average force times the time, which we recognize as the area under the curve. And so we are looking at a height of about 2.1. So this is 2.1 newtons times 1 second, which is 2.1 Newton seconds is the change in momentum. So it could have more momentum, about 7.1 kilogram meters per second, or it could be less, which would be about 2.9 kilogram meters per second. So not 0, that's not a possibility. 2.9 is 3, that looks like the choice. Not 5, that's what it started at. That means the force had no effect. And lastly, we have choice 7. So we've eliminated choices A and C, and we've positively shown why B and D are the best choices.